Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of Dr. Bailey's book blog. I'm Dr. Tracy Bailey, and I'm excited that you decided to join us today. I'm going to talk about a book today that's going to be a little bit different from the first two books that I brought to your attention. This book is more for our adult readers, maybe for a Freedom Readers tutor or for someone who's looking for a contemporary fiction book to read over the summer. But first, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our reading habits. I came across some research recently that talked about how our brain is wired to read. And it mentioned the fact that some of us, in this day and age where we're surrounded by so much technology, we're having a little bit harder time really getting involved in the books that we're reading, getting lost in the stories and the pictures. And I know that that's true for myself. So I wanted to become really deliberate and intentional about my reading. And so when this year started, I decided to keep all of the books that I wanted to read for the year on a reading calendar. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in upcoming blogs. But I just wanted to mention that because one of the books that I added to my reading calendar for this year is this book called All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. And one of the reasons that I wanted to read this book is because lots of people recommended it. Lots of my friends said that it was a great book to read. It's a rather lengthy book, and what I wanted to do is kind of challenge myself so that I would not lose that capacity to get lost inside of books. The researcher that I mentioned earlier, her name is Marianne Wolf, and she talks about how we do a lot of surface reading these days through social media. We do a lot of skimming, we do a lot of searching for particular words, and our brain might lose that power because it is so easily rewired. It might lose the power to get inside of books and deconstruct these longer sentences that we find in these novels like All the Light We Cannot See. So I enjoyed the book. I thought that it was fantastic, but it was difficult for me to get into this story, partly because the book follows the lives of two characters, and there's a lot of flipping back and forth between those two characters. So it was like a little bit of mental gymnastics for me, and that's exactly what I was looking for in this year of trying to challenge myself. It's also set around the time of World War II, 1930s, the Hitler era. So it was intriguing to me. I learned a lot that I didn't know about that time period by reading this book. So I would recommend it for anyone who is looking for a good read over the summer. Again, the writing is very beautiful. There's some very vivid scenes and some very compelling and interesting characters. So thanks again for stopping by Dr. Bailey's book blog, and I will bid you farewell for this week, but I'll come back next week with another review. Until then, remember that books are beautiful.
Decisions and choices, utilizing everything inside of me, my soul, my heart, my mind, my voices. So maybe in the middle of the night, when the dreams just ain't going